So it's been a year since I started vlogging on YouTube, and it's been awesome. What I try to do, or what I'm trying to do in this episode, is to give you a year's review of what I've learned, the pros and cons, and some things to pick up from my experience if you also want to get into vlogging or YouTube world in general. So stay tuned and enjoy. All right, so I'm going to start with the pros, the advantages that I've learned or what I've had through the year. All right. One, what I've realized is you get to understand yourself as an individual. All right. One thing I've realized is, or if you've also been paying attention, I've tried to do everything in vlogging. I've tried to do weekly vlogs. I've tried to create studio setups. I've tried to also do walking, kind of talking and behind the scenes kind of shoots, So it gives you an idea what you are good at. So at this time, I think I have been able to understand what works for me or where I'm comfortable at or what I enjoy doing. The second thing also is you need to know your viewers or your market. It helps you to understand your market, because when I do the daily vlogs, I know how the viewership goes. When I do food, I know how the viewership goes. When I do just behind the scenes of my shoots, I know how it goes. So what I can say is, if you are out there and you are trying to get into YouTube or vlogging or any of these things, try and take some time to research what works for you. So one very big advantage from this year is the connections and the contacts you make. People are contacting me and giving me thumbs up and telling me how to go about it and what they want to see more of. So it helps, and at least we've become friends, and we just WhatsApp and Facebook once in a while. It helps because you never know what kind of business they might bring in the future or how you might be able to work together, because I've seen content creators in the UK who are Ghanaians who say, oh, they would like to work with me, or whenever they are in town, they would like to, do a vlog with me. All these things go a long way to help in the future. 3, one other thing I have also benefited from, but not as much, is when you create these videos weekly, all right, what you get to do is to create content that you don't get paid for. Because mostly what I get paid for to do is weddings and some corporate work. That's what I get paid to do. Nobody really hires me to go shoot a documentary. I have a few of that, but that is not where most of my money comes from or most of my contract comes from. So whatever works for you, YouTube is an avenue where you could do it for free or with less pressure. So I think that's it with the cons or with the advantages. Sorry, you get it, right? I don't want to shoot this all over again. No. So let's move to the disadvantages. Yeah? The cons, right? All right. Now, what is the first disadvantage? The biggest disadvantage in shooting YouTube is expensive. It's expensive on equipment level, all right? I am a photographer. I shoot video and pictures already. So it wasn't that expensive for me to get the gears to shoot because I already had them. One other thing you could do to lessen the cost is to use what you have at the moment, because right now we all own phones and all these phones come with cameras. Some or most of my daily vlogs were shot with my iPhone 6 Plus. Just that camera. I did the editing on it. I did everything on it, and that was it. So it wasn't that expensive for gear. 2, Internet. All right. Internet is another very, very, very expensive thing in Ghana and I think in Africa, except some few countries in Africa. But then internet is very expensive. Basically, I buy 25 gig, which is now 140 cedis worth of internet from Surfline every 2 weeks. Basically, every 2 weeks, I spend that much, and that is 140. So if for a year I've been doing this, and it's 52 weeks times 140, you can just do the maths. So let's just assume half that price is what I actually spend on vlogging. Another thing that is quite intangible, where you can't really calculate, but it's very, very costly, is time. The time I spend on creating content and posting and editing and all these things. Very, very expensive, because if you see, sometimes because we are entrepreneurs and we work for ourselves and all that, we don't put a cost on the time. But just assume if you work for someone and you are being, or your cost is say 100 cedis per hour. They charge, if you're a lawyer and your bill is 100 cedis per hour, and you spend 8 hours in a week to create a content just for YouTube, that's like 800 cedis. Okay, because I'm talking about pre-production. What to even shoot is time consuming, because sometimes there's nothing happening. You have to think about something to shoot. That's time consuming. When you find what to shoot, how to go about it, very time consuming. When you finish shooting, you have to edit it, time consuming. Now, when you finish editing, you have to post it, or upload it, time consuming too, because the internet is quite slow. You have to sit down and wait and all these things. So you spend like 8 hours in a week. That's 800 cedis. Just assuming 800 cedis, even half of it, 400 cedis a week, is very, very expensive. Very, very, very expensive. So that is one of the major disadvantages of shooting a vlog. The last but not least is other expenses, all right? Other expenses like transportation, like electricity, all these things, like costume. Some people are very, very particular about what you wear. I am not. I don't really think about it twice, because I've had some friends on YouTube and on WhatsApp or whatever laughing at me or teasing me about, I have this jersey, this Ghana jersey, I wear it a lot. Some people say, oh, they've seen it too much, I should change it. I'm like, I'm not bothered, I'm not bothered. It's something I wear. So if I wear it and I want to shoot a video, I shoot a video with it. Content is always king. So that's all you should think about. What content are you putting out there? So yes, these are the advantages and disadvantages, the pros and the cons, and all the things I've learned so far for a year. I think you can pick so much out of it to help you make a decision if you want to also get into this YouTube content creation world. Now, my general overview, I don't know if there are advantages or disadvantages, but just general overview. One, I think you should research, like what I've done for this year. You should take time to research what it is that you are getting into, what you want to do, the content you want to create. Two, know why you are getting into it. For me, I'm trying to gain more exposure with my work, all right? Because I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. I think YouTube too is a very big market where I can make some noise and get some traction and get some business eventually, because people watch a lot of YouTube videos, so I feel that is why I am getting into this. Maybe this year I'm going to focus more, and then the results would happen. Maybe if it doesn't, we are still on it. 2 years, 3 years, we are still on it. We never give up. So that is why I got into YouTube. Now, one big thing I should warn you before, is that don't really think you will get a lot of positive feedback or even feedback at all. Don't get worried. If you're a person who thrives on feedback, who wants to see that, oh, I posted one video and everybody's commenting and everybody's liking and everybody's sharing and everybody's saying, oh, that was nice, and please, this is not your world, because it won't happen. Trust me. So get ready for that kind of thing. I mean, I've had a few experiences from Facebook and Instagram world already. So I know how these things work, especially in Ghana and in Africa. People don't want you to know they are watching you or they like what you are doing. I don't know why that is, but it happens. People don't want you to know. So they don't comment, they don't like, they don't share. So get used to it before you get into this game, or you would have a very big broken heart. And that's bad. That's really bad. So yeah, I think that's basically what I've learned for the year. And I think I should put this out there for you to, learn from it. If you want to get into this, it's fine. If you don't want to get into it, pass it on to somebody who wants to get this information. And if you are in a different part of this world, some of these things might not apply to you. Some of these things might not apply to you. Have I made money out of YouTube? That's another thing. Yes. Have I? No, I haven't. Not one cedi. I haven't. Why? Because I don't sponsor. I don't monetize my videos. I've had some successful videos. This the inauguration of Nanado. It was a hit. I had over 70,000 views, but I didn't monetize it, so I didn't get even $1 for it. That's fine. That wasn't my intention. I was just having fun, So maybe if I monetized that video, I could have made, I don't know how much, maybe some $10, or I don't know. You understand? So money-wise, don't look at YouTube for money yet, because it won't happen in a year, especially when you are researching. So unless you know what you want and you are creating it consistently for a year, then maybe you might make some money. So let's see how the next year goes. From now to next year, June. Let's see how it goes, because at least I'll narrow down to things I want to do and I'll keep doing them consistently. And maybe I might just monetize it. Well, what do you lose? You don't lose anything. If you watch my video and you see an ad on it, maybe they pay me some cents or some cedis, some coins, and a lot of the views will give me some more coins, and maybe at the end of a month I can get some $10. But that's funny, looking at how much we put into these videos and all these things is very, very funny. But yeah, that's the struggle. So thank you for watching this review. Thank you for staying with me. Thanks for those who were active on my YouTube channel, showing me love and all that. Let's keep the love. Next year, or this year, is going to be much more interesting and very, very focused. So I hope you enjoy the ride. Thank you. And the love is deep always. Bye-bye.